Okay, this time we're going to look at some basic trig. So again, we're going to work with right angle triangles. The difference this time is it's going to have an angle in. Alright, so I'm going to give you this angle here. I'm going to tell you it's 30 degrees. This side here is 12 meters. And I'm going to get you to find this side here. Alright, so the key to trigonometry is labelling your triangle. So if this is our right angle, opposite our right angle, just like in Pythagoras, is our hypotenuse. We're going to label that H for hypotenuse. Opposite the angle is the opposite side, and the last side here is the adjacent. So I look at my three labels and I decide which label has nothing on or something I want to find. So the opposite has X, I want to find that. The hypotenuse has 12, so that's going to be useful. But the adjacent side has nothing on, so it's no use to me. So I'm thinking of my three trig functions, and I'm looking for one with the opposite and the hypotenuse in, and that's going to be sine. So sine of the angle is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. I'm trying to find the opposite side, so I'm going to get rid of that. And it tells me to find the opposite side, I need to do sine of the angle, so sine 30 degrees times the hypotenuse, which is 12. Put that into your calculator and you should get that the missing side is 6 meters. So we'll look at another one. We're going to start exactly the same. Here is our right angle triangle. Let's say this is 50 degrees. We're trying to find this side, and this is 11 meters. Here's my right angle. So I'm going to start by labelling. Opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse. Opposite the angle is the opposite, and the other side is the adjacent. So this time when I look at it, the opposite side has nothing on. So I'm thinking of a trig function that has adjacent and hypotenuse, and that is cos. And the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. So again, this time I'm looking to find the adjacent side. So I get rid of that, and it tells me to find the side I'm looking for, to do cos 50 times the hypotenuse, which is 11. So this one I don't know the answer to, so I'm going to put it in my calculator. And I get 7.07 meters, and that's to 2 decimal places. So both of those was quite similar, so let's have a look at one that's a little bit different. Let's just put our triangle this way this time, because not all triangles look the same. Get our right angle. Let's say this is 30 degrees, this is 7 meters, and I'm trying to find the hypotenuse. So again, I start by labelling. Opposite the right angle, hypotenuse. Opposite the angle that I've been given is the opposite. The other side is the adjacent. So I look at the three sides and I decide which one is no use to me, and that's the opposite side. So I've got adjacent and hypotenuse, which again is cos. Cos of the angle is the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. So this time I'm looking for the hypotenuse. So I get rid of it, and this line in the middle here means divide. So to find the hypotenuse, I'm going to do the adjacent side, which is 7, divided by cos of the angle, which is 30 degrees. And again, I don't know this one, so I'm going to stick it into my calculator. I get 8.08 meters. Always remember units, and that's to 2 decimal places. So we're just going to do one more like this, and then I'll show you how to find the angle. Okay, let's draw us a triangle. Going to say this is 40 degrees. Here's my right angle. Let's say this is 3 meters, and we'll find this side here. Alright, again, label. Opposite the angle is the opposite side. Opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse, and the lucky last there is adjacent. Look at the 3 sides. Which has nothing on? The hypotenuse. So this time I've got opposite and adjacent, and that's tangent. So the tan of the angle is equal to the opposite divided by the adjacent. I'm trying to find the adjacent side. So I'm going to get rid of the adjacent, and it tells me to find the missing side. I need to do the opposite, which is 3, divided by tan of the angle, which is 40. Put it in my calculator, and I get 3.58 when I round meters to 2 decimal places. So we've had 2 simple examples there of how to find sides. Let's have a look at some angles. So the difference here is you need a triangle that has at least 2 sides that you know. So let's tell you this is 13 centimetres and this is 9 centimetres. This time I want to find this angle, and I'm using this symbol here, which is a theta symbol. It just means an angle I'm trying to find. You can use A or B, anything you want. But we start the problem exactly the same way, with labelling. Hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent. This has a side, the adjacent. The hypotenuse has a side, but the opposite has nothing on it. H and A, adjacent and hypotenuse. This is cos. Cos of the angle is equal to the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. So, cos of the angle is equal to the adjacent, which is 9, divided by the hypotenuse, which is 13. This is the ratio. If I want to find the angle, I do inverse cos of 9 divided 13, and you'll find the inverse cos just above the cos button on your calculator, and it's good to put the divide in brackets. We get 46.19, and that's degrees because it's an angle this time, to 2 decimal places. Okay, one more like this, and then we've got the let's find this one. Let's call it A this time for all those people who don't like that theta symbol. Let's say this is 10 meters and this is 19 meters. Here's my right angle. So I'm going to label to start with. Hypotenuse, opposite,